And we're live. Alright. It is Saturday, July 1st, 1:12 a.m.
It's late as hell.
It's early as shit, but we're doing this.
He's making me do this, people. I'm being forced against my will.
I'm forcing him against his will in his own house.
How dare you? Does this count as rape?
This is... I mean... I didn't force myself into... I guess I did. I forced myself into your house. So, I mean, from that standpoint...
It's
yes.
economic, or is that just... What kind of rape would that be?
I mean... I don't really know.
Ask the Republicans.
Ask the Republicans, dude.
They'll know the answer.
What are we talking about, dude? I'm so fucking tired. Remember, we're not allowed to fucking curse on this podcast.
God damn it. You piece of fucking shit.
Alright. Ah, shit, dude. Why did we decide to do this so goddamn early? Because we were too lazy to set everything up beforehand.
That was you.
Yeah. We were supposed to do this on Wednesday, but I had alternative plans. That kind of came unexpectedly. Perfectly legal tobacco. Any sense, this is episode 2 of the Pessimism Plus Podcast, and we're already starting off with a really shitty introduction.
That's us.
It's us. It's us indeed. So I got a story for you here. So, alright.
Might not stay.
Johnny Depp's assassination comments relate to celebrity anger.
I didn't actually really... I haven't watched the video or anything, and I haven't really looked into it. All I know is that a bunch of people are pissed off because he made like a joke about killing Trump. And I mean, I wouldn't be the happiest because I don't believe in killing people, but you know,
Alright.
It's Trump.
Dude, who actually thinks Trump is gonna go and kill the president?
You mean Depp, not Trump, because Trump is the president. That would be suicide, not homicide.
No, I mean Trump. Oh shit! Wait, dude, I'm too tired to do this shit.
You're intelligent.
All right, who thinks Johnny Depp is actually going to go out and kill the president?
No one.
I mean, how retarded does someone have to be to think that? Oh my god.
I mean, pretty retarded. It's Johnny Depp. I love the man to death, but I don't think he's going to go out and kill the president.
If you're watching this on my YouTube channel or anywhere else, you can get the link for the first episode in the description. Highly recommend y'all check it out if you enjoy this. But anyway, the same shit with Kathy Griffin.
Oh, with the whole like bloody head thing? I thought that was funny as shit.
I didn't think it was really that funny. I thought it was kind of...
You know what I found funny about it was people's reactions to it. That's what was funny.
That was, yeah.
Not even what it was. It was just how people just got pissed off about it. And I'm like, you're stupid.
God, dude. People get upset about everything.
You know, people get so pissed off about this whole situation and how politics has become, like, they say, okay, you look at Fox News, I have seen multiple times. I haven't looked at CNN because I don't really watch CNN either, but my grandparents always watched Fox, so I'm kind of stuck with it. But, freaking, I know, like, Sean Hannity and, like, a bunch of other guys, they always sit there and they rip on the comedians for trying to be political. But the thing is, political satire has been a thing since, like, the very beginning of the English language. Even before then, it was in every other civilization. Humor has always been used to kind of call people on their bullshit.
Dude, that reminds me of that scene from V for Vendetta when they're having the TV show.
You're obsessed with that movie.
I love that movie. It's like that scene when, do you know what I'm talking about? The scene where they're having a TV show, and, they have, like, the comedy skit where, like, the terrorist is chasing him, and then they're all terrorists, and the little comedy skit they did, and do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Alright, then you know what, never mind. Maybe you should mute your phone during a podcast, Rich.
Yeah, you know what's happening. Screw you too, buddy.
I mean, guys, I had to tell him to mute his video game as well. Just, putting that out there, too.
Because maybe they all want to hear me, France, the glorious empire that was never an empire, kick English ass.
Yeah. When did that happen in real life?
A couple times. In the long run, no. But you know what? Why
Yeah,
not?
who won the 100-Year War again?
Freaking, Brits.
Society.
Society's a joke.
I mean, I just wanted to... So, Trump's official comments were like... Trump, Jesus, dude, I'm so goddamn tired. Where's the... Oh, shit, I drank the rest of the Coke. We have no more Coca-Cola.
God damn it, Tyler.
God damn it, Tyler.
At least you miss it.
He said, when was the last time an actor assassinated the president? That's the thing people are really getting mad about.
Okay.
He's obviously referring to John Wilkes.
John Wilkes, yeah, but I mean...
But it gets worse.
What?
So they're discussing... Blah, 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 the Secret Service is discussing, like, getting involved in shit. Dude, what are we doing?
It wasn't even a threat, it was a joke. Really? Come on.
Dude, the Secret Service is getting involved when people make jokes about the president. Dude, there's people every day making jokes about killing the president. Constantly.
Social media, everywhere. Literally.
He's getting shit because he's famous. That's it. No one that's not a retard actually believes that that Depp is gonna go out and kill the president. This is absurd. Why isn't this loading? This is bothering me.
What isn't loading? The article?
Yeah.
Damn it, Ty.
Yeah, this article I picked. It's some very strange, interesting conspiracy theory.
You and your freaking conspiracy theories.
God, dude, Alex Jones is in that show. Come to think of it, none of these articles are actually loading. Except for the one I have loaded.
As long as we're not turning frogs gay, we're okay, Ty.
We're always turning the frogs gay, dude.
That's the real gay agenda.
The real gay agenda, dude. It was space.com. Is Wi-Fi getting slow?
Shouldn't be.
Why is this taking forever to load?
I couldn't tell you.
That's a little strange. Don't you think?
A little bit.
Let me try. Google.com loads right away. So that's a little weird to me why these articles aren't loading.
Because they just want to make your life difficult.
I was in the car today talking to my mom about religion. And she brought up an interesting, point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she didn't make an interesting point. I made an interesting point. Indoctrination. And I was discussing it. One of the big problems in this country, I think, is religious indoctrination.
It's not just this country, it's the world.
I mean, you realize, the most liberal, progressive countries are very, like, atheist, neutral countries.
It's not even that. It's just they're very secular. As a country, they believe that the country shouldn't be ran religiously.
That's true.
And to me, that's an unbelievably important aspect of running a country.
I think the two prime examples are Denmark and Norway. Yeah, wait for them to load. It's looking like these. I'll have to pull them up again. Alright, so anyway, my mom actually told me today that she wished she took me to CCD classes, which I think tells you.
I will forever love my mom because I'll forever love my grandmother for forcing my mom to go so that my mom would be
my mom was
so horrified that she would never send any of her children to CCD. She was... I remember her telling me when I was younger, she was like, I will never force you to be any religion that you can choose what you want to be. She always would instill, like, Christian beliefs in me and Christian morals, I guess you could say, but she would never force me to be Christian. She would never force me to go to church. She would never do that. It's like, I would have to choose to go do it.
Kind of hypocritical. I mean, my mom grew up in Catholic school. Her family went to Catholic school. It's this bullshit. Well, I was taught it, my mom was taught it, and my mom's mom was taught it, so, now I should probably just, I wish... There we go, it finally fucking loaded.
As much as I hate it, maybe you'll like it. Unlike every other person that's ever been forced into dealing with it, ever. In the history of ever. I mean, Martin Luther sure didn't.
Yeah, dude, what the hell? I mean, which one? Martin Luther? Protestant?
What? Martin Luther, what are you talking about? Not the Black Rights movement.
I was like, yeah, Martin Luther King.
Black Rights, Civil Rights movement.
You're talking about Martin Luther, the leader.
I'm talking about Martin Luther, the white Martin Luther. That everyone should know about. If you don't, you need to go back to basic high school education.
The Protestant Revolution.
Yeah.
It's about 100 things wrong with the Catholic Church, and not get shit for it because we believe in freedom of speech. Oh, actually,
didn't get absolutely
Was it it was a big list of.
I forget how many it was. I forget how many, but it was a big ass list.
Doesn't matter. Could have been 5 things. They still would have given you a lot of shit for it. This way, I was watching the movie Lincoln the other day with my friend Isaiah, and I thought it was funny just thinking about this idea that what if we had like Bernie Sanders went there and was like, we need universal health care for all, women need the right to vote, and black people are going to become president. People will be like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Dude, in the 1800s? Could you imagine that?
Bernie going back and we need universal health care.
Bringing up progressive liberal values of the 21st century, dude.
In what, 1800s?
Dude, there's a problem with your era when, the most progressive values aren't even whether or not we should allow black people, to vote. That in of itself is ridiculous if that's an argument. But the argument that whether or not they should be slaves.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, times had to move on since then, but, just to show, it took all the way until the 1900s.
Mid to late 1900s at that.
Yeah, for blacks to vote.
Along with women?
I mean, when Abraham Lincoln was the one that freed the slaves, and then people alive today saw the black people get the right to vote, there's a problem. There should not have been anyone alive today that saw black people get the right to vote because it should have happened so long ago that no one even saw it happen.
Yet again, not only our country,
Progress.
society is kind of a failure.
Man, sorry. Progress is just inevitably disappointing, and it sucks.
That's because it's so slow.
No one in the chat is very talky today.
How many people are there?
5.
Oh, wow. Anything they want us to hear our opinions about?
Yeah.
'Cause I can't talk.
Well, it was when I last checked. I didn't refresh the page since then, but oh well. It's just one.
You know where I'm gonna go for information? Let's go to Facebook.
Facebook. Alright, so this article is Women in Tech Speak Frankly on Cultural Harassment.
Cultural harassment?
This is some SJW shit. I really don't plan on reading the article, I just wanted to bring it up to bring up the discussion.
So repeat it again?
Women in tech speak frankly on culture of harassment. What's your opinion on social justice, Rich?
It has its place, but it's kind of run amok.
Kind of. Dude, quit Twitter.
I'm gonna quit Twitter, guys.
Dude, I can't take I can't take these trolls. I'm gonna quit Twitter.
No, don't do it. You have so many tweets to live up to.
Damn it, this kid just deleted already.
Just do it already.
Oh
the freaking healthcare bill. Did you see that?
Oh my god. You know what's funny? Some of the people, even some of the more moderate Republicans, are starting to back away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they realize if they support this shit, no one's gonna vote for them in the re-election.
Because they're not going to have health insurance, because they're either not going to vote for him because they're going to be too busy dying not in a hospital because they can't afford a hospital. They'll be dying in their backyard because of whatever disease or disorder they have.
And they can't afford the funeral.
And they can't afford the funeral, so might as well just die in the hole you dug before you freaking got to that point. Or, you'll just be too pissed off. I don't know. How many did they say would be out of freaking insurance?
Something million.
23 some odd million, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I have a better solution.
Go on, Tyler.
If they're going to replace Obamacare, my solution is single payer.
Your solution is always single payer.
It's... at the least, there should be a government option. I'll take that. I'll take it.
In a Republican-ran federal government.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I mean...
Although, you know what was funny is him saying that he's gonna send federal aid to Chicago.
Oh, shit.
It's like, really, what happened to you being conservative and
I didn't get to that yet.
Federal hands-off.
We're still discussing this. I didn't get to that yet.
Yeah, you didn't say there was a schedule.
That brings up the pen. I mean, what's the point of the title of this show?
Pessimism? Because America fucking sucks.
America sucks. The world sucks. Everything sucks.
You're not wrong.
And this is kind of really like, to people who are optimistic and embrace how great the world still is, this is kind of this show is supposed to be an eye-opener for you to realize the world really does suck. Man, it's 1:32 in the morning.
I don't say anything.
Going back to social justice. I mean, when did third wave feminism just become so out of whack?
When it started?
I mean, you have Anita Sarkeesian, which, recently, do you know who Sargon Avocado is?
No.
One of my favorite YouTubers ever. Big anti-SJW guy.
Mm-hmm.
He made, a video. Or not a video, he went to one of Anita's, rallies, and, he kind of got very shitted on.
Before.
By Anita. She just called him out of nowhere. She called him a shitty human or something like that. It was something, oh no, she called him a garbage human.
Wow.
She said he's a garbage human.
Grower.
Yeah.
Grower for his life.
Why? Because he doesn't like shitting on men. What a misogynist.
Oh my god.
I mean, how dare he say something as appalling as...
Not all men are assholes?
Not even that, Rich. Not even assholes. Assholes is the smallest statement is really...
Simplest statement you can
That's
make.
only the best. The best man is an asshole. All of them are rapists. Richie, you're a rapist.
I know it.
I'm coming out of the closet. I'm a rapist.
The FBI is going to be knocking on your door. Some third wave is going to look at this fucking video and this podcast, and they're going to sit there and be like, "He admitted it! He admitted it!"
Piece of fuck. Come find me, bitch. Not literally.
He lives in
You know who I am? I'm Tyler LeMasney.
Insert number and address here. Insert social security number.
Yeah. Dude, I saw that. It was it was another, abandon all hope because, humanity just isn't worth saving anymore.
It's really not.
I had one of those moments when this girl posted her social security number on Instagram. I shit you not, Rich. And she said, some asshole tried to steal my social security card today. LMAO. What's he gonna do with this?
Well, number of things.
I think her point was it ain't no debit card. What you gonna do with this? It ain't no debit card, the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Apparently everything.
Oh my god, bro. How can someone be that blissfully ignorant?
Because humanity?
I mean, how is... Oh my god.
No, that's extremely pessimistic, but it's kind of true. Humanity's just really stupid.
Alright, here it is. Republicans grow increasingly anxious about heading home without a healthcare plan.
Oh, poor thing.
Dude.
Maybe you should get off your ass and do something for once.
This president sucks. He can't make a single freaking campaign promise.
No, not one.
Oh, man. The dispute within the Republican Party over healthcare widened further Friday as President Trump joined with two conservative senators in calling for an outright repeal of the Affordable Care Act if the party fails to agree on an alternative plan by the end of July 4th recess. The reemergence of what has much of the year been a fringe idea within the GOP revealed that not only the party's philosophical divide over how to revise Obamacare, but also senators growing anxiety that they are headed home to see their constituents with little to show them. Yeah, shit. I said that word wrong.
A little bit.
It's from the Washington Post, by the way. I don't know if I said it before.
Fucking Washington Post.
God, dude. But really, I just wanted to read that. I think it's hilarious. What a freaking buffoon.
It's because they're all sitting there and they're like...
What a fucking buffoon.
These people expect me to come home with answers for them by Trump. But Democrats.
Dude, the funniest shit that he said that made me die laughing. Did you hear about his new plan for the wall?
Oh, with the solar panels?
It's going to be a solar wall.
So fucking stupid. Oh my god, I had a whole argument about that with my grandmother. Shoot, it's like, well, why wouldn't it work? I'm like, because it doesn't just work like that. Do you not realize how much money it would cost to throw solar panels? Right, you're not only creating this billion-dollar project for this big-ass wall that's going... I don't know exactly how many miles.
What are the odds this wall isn't going to do shit?
The wall. I'm going to Google the wall.
I didn't mind...
It's actually a movie. That's not what I'm looking for.
That's funny.
I think that's the freaking one with Matt Damon. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's
the Trump wall. Okay, I'm gonna Google that. See if they have any like information on what they're.
Who is going to pay for it?
Us, obviously.
Probably.
No, it's not probably. It's.
Yeah, Mexico is going to pay for a goddamn solar wall.
Bullshit. Alright, so...
Dude, what is wrong with this country? Solar walls, dude.
No, okay, so the thing is, with the solar wall, if you're building this big-ass wall from freaking the end of, like, the side of Texas, for the east side of Texas, to the very, like, west side of California, you know how many miles long that is?
We are not building a wall that long, by the way. There's no way.
Yeah, no fucking way. I'm sorry. He's
extremely ignorant China already. Did it.
You know how China did it? Slave labor. If you died during the building of the wall, they build it over your fucking corpse.
Dude, repeal the 16th Amendment.
Which one's that? I'm sorry.
Or the 13th Amendment. Which one was the repeal the Emancipation?
Oh, the Emancipation
Proclamation,
dude. No, but now you know who we should enslave? The Republicans. How about we just enslave Congress in general? Both sides. They both kind of suck.
Dude, their fat asses aren't going to build a goddamn wall.
No, but they'll sit there. They'll walk with their be like, I'm sorry.
They'll sit there and...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
All the people making minimum wage building that wall who don't have enough money to make a living, they're just going to sit there and yell at them for being...
You know who's going to be making the freaking majority of the wall? Because not only is it cheaper for them to do it, but... just at the area that they want to build the wall, where it is the most vital thing, are the people they're trying to keep out. All of the illegal immigrants who worked for cheaper. And I hate to say it, but that's who's going to be building the wall.
Maybe.
I mean, Trump has admitted to employing...
Yeah, he did employ...
When he was running his casinos and everything, he would employ illegal immigrants. And I wouldn't doubt that...
he actually admitted to it.
Yeah, he did. But I wouldn't doubt that he paid them under the table a lot cheaper than what federal minimum wage is.
Did you hear that he wants to fire Mueller for the same reason?
Hey, because he won't stop investigating him?
Yeah.
Like, doing his, like, national duties of investigation?
You know, I hate to pull that card, but, I mean, you know, when he fired Comey... He fired Comey because, well, he threatened to fire Comey if he didn't back off the investigation. He didn't. And, well, he fired him.
Eventually.
So, you know, I hate to say that, but that's an obstruction of justice.
Well, yeah.
Like, clear as day.
You want to wait until after Comey's done? If you're that positive that you're innocent, by all means, buddy. Fire him afterwards. But, you know, while he's in the middle of it, it's kind of just... That's too sketchy for me. I don't like that.
It's even sketchier when you tell him to back off and he doesn't.
Well, I wouldn't back off either.
Yeah.
Why would I back off?
And how do we know...
If I think I'm getting close to catching you on your shit...
Dude, all Trump had to do was go with what his advisors, the story that he sent them out to tell people... Told them, and not his advisors, he sent his team out to just tell people that he was advised by Jeff Sessions, Attorney General, and Assistant Attorney General to fire Comey. And if he would have just went with that story, that would make sense. Or the Attorney General made a suggestion to the President.
Yeah, that would be understandable.
But Trump's comments to Lester Holt clearly showed he admitted to Lester Holt he was going to fire him anyway. Because the whole Russia thing, that's what he said.
Russia.
This Russia thing is false. What a dumbass.
A little bit.
Dude, he ran. All he had to do was just go with the story that he basically sent people. So then he makes his team look like a bunch of buffoons because he sends them out there.
He just makes them look like a bunch of assholes. I mean, they probably are, because, I mean, from what I've seen, they pretty much are. But, the thing is...
Dude, I heard Jeff Sessions is a really nice guy.
Jeff Sessions was lit. He was from multiple different presidencies. It's
Jeff
not like he
Sessions.
was doing this because Trump's this conservative Republican.
Jeff Sessions?
Was it Jeff Sessions?
I don't like Jeff. I hate Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions, he's the one that got fired, right?
No.
No, I'm thinking that's Comey. I'm fucking stupid. Ignore me.
We're both tired as shit.
You can tell.
It's 1:43 in the morning. And this is as energetic as this podcast is gonna get, dude.
Nobody's up. Nobody's watching.
I mean, there were earlier. But I mean...
Firing at our ally.
Oh shit, there's still one person up this late at night.
Oh wow. Hi
or
there,
early
person.
in the morning. We've gone on for 31 minutes.
Nice. It's not even enough, TBH.
Not even close. We still have half a podcast to go. You excited?
Oh yeah. Hooray.
Where was I? Oh shit. I've reached all my articles. We still have half a show to go.
Plus. What about the travel ban?
Asia. God, what is there to say about the travel ban?
The fact that it went through?
I mean, Trump actually admitted it was a travel ban.
Yeah.
You don't admit...
When you've been fighting the whole time, being like, oh, this isn't a travel ban, or this isn't a Muslim ban.
You don't admit it's a travel ban.
Well, no, it's not that he admitted it's a travel ban. It's just the fact that it's, like, so obviously targeted at Muslims. I'm sorry, like, the travel ban. Just Google that. 2.0 set begin. Proceed.
So
it hits Libya, Sudan, Somalia, Yemen, Syria, and Iran. Okay. What is the leading religion in all of those areas? Take a wild guess.
Is it Hinduism? It's Hinduism, dude. Wow.
I want to beat the shit. I know you're screwing around.
Is it Levian? No, it's Levian Satanism.
Of course.
Wow, dude, this game's running a whole 5 frames per second.
Alright, Tyler. Kiss my balls.
That's inappropriate. Apologize right now, you misogynist.
There's a singular person listening to us, and I doubt that they really care about me saying the word ballsack.
Excuse me, sir.
And if they do, I apologize.
Well,
but
I happen to be offended by the term ballsack.
Is it because you have one? Or at least you thought you had
long,
one.
dangly, and
I don't think you have any.
Yes, I do. They have long, pendulous, dangly ones. As the great words of T.J. Kerr. Anyway, I gotta get more stories. Speaking of Trump, do you ever remember there being a president this dumb?
Unfortunately, due to age limits, not necessarily. All I knew is that I hated Bush. But
Dude,
I feel like at this point, I would rather a Bush.
I just remembered.
I would have taken Jeb Bush.
I don't know.
I would have taken Jeb Bush. And that kills me to say that.
What a shitty...
Jeb Bush is absolutely retarded. He's equally, if not worse than his brother.
Dude, what a shitty, insane...
Their father? I'd take him.
George Bush?
Yeah, George Bush
was a freaking loony, though.
Junior?
It's not really that different.
Who, Junior or Senior?
George Bush. Both of them! I mean... Oh my god.
What?
I mean, George Bush, where do I even begin? We basically armed Al-Qaeda.
Basically, you mean we did?
Yeah. Because we helped the Mujahideen take out Saddam Hussein. Because it'll stabilize the country more if you take out the really bad leader, you know?
Of course.
Of course. Well, actually, it turns out the Mujahideen...
Opposite.
Sometimes if you help the rebels take out the government, it turns out the rebels are actually worse than the government. In some cases.
That's a thing.
That's a thing that can happen. And in that case, it turned out we didn't just affect a destabilized country that didn't seem like it could possibly get worse. We made it worse somehow. Because the Mujahideen split up into two groups. They became the Taliban and Al-Qaeda.
Yep.
Literally, we just screwed
two
ourselves.
Things that absolutely end up hating us.
Do they love us? Do you know that? Alright, hold on. I'm gonna look it up. I could be wrong, so I want to confirm this. No, I don't care about headlines. Just go to just regular Google search. Women.
I'm scared.
Women's rights. Who runs the women's rights?
Who does run the women's rights movement? Is that just like a community
Let me
thing?
see, hold on.
Never actually looked into it. Never cared enough.
No joke, the UN affects... here it is. April 22nd, 2017. The UN elects Saudi Arabia to Women's Rights Commission for 2018 to 2022.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you know what that means?
Saudi Arabia is in charge of women's rights. Saudi Arabia. That's almost as bad as giving them like $150 million worth of freaking chemical weapons.
Oh my god, dude. How can this country that forces women to wear hijabs and oppress them?
Okay, well don't go there.
I mean,
that's not the thing.
They're not one of the countries
women
that force them to do that. But
yes, they are. Yes, they are. But the thing is, it's in their religion, and as that religion believes, I don't necessarily know or care why. It's just part of their religion. Okay?
It doesn't excuse it.
I mean, we may not, as a government, require our women to walk around in short shorts and tank tops, but society sure does.
Well, for what you were just describing earlier, that's the exact reason we have secularism. A separation between church and state.
I am personally all for secularism, but the thing is, not everyone is.
Okay, well, that country needs to be.
Well, not necessarily.
They're oppressed and
theocracies work.
No. They lead to dictatorships and revolution down the road.
So does every other form of government. Governments don't last, regardless of what form.
This one has.
Oh my god. For how many years?
Many. Almost more than 100. That's an entire century. And definitely longer than that, but, you know. oldest continuous government. Let's see. Let's see who it is.
Freaking ads.
Freaking ads, dude. Iceland has been parliament since...
Has had a parliament running since the early 900s.
Is this true?
I mean, radical changes, I kind of find the Civil War to be a pretty radical change. It failed or not.
There was an entire lapse over half of the country because they couldn't agree on the government, I'm pretty sure, causing an entire civil war over the future of how the government will run things is kind of...
Okay, you had the Byzantine Empire, which lasted over 1,000 years. Okay, the Ethiopian Empire, the Roman Empire was almost 500.
Ethiopia, dude. Ethiopia. What are they now?
The United States of America is 239 plus years old, okay? I don't feel like actually doing math. I'm tired. But the thing is, we are relatively in, if you want to go under the term of empire, we are a very young empire.
Yeah.
At the very least, halfway through our lifespan. Okay?
Probably. I mean, at this rate...
At this rate, I could see us going to... You could argue it being the end of our lifespan.
But that's not just ours, it's global, dude. We need to let the nukes fly. Everyone can see the flash of light and be dead. Because this world is not going into a positive direction at all.
No, it never will.
You can, like, just historically look at things. Dude, we have made the same mistakes for so many years. And there are just things that... See, progress happens. There's a great quote, and I forget, from someone famous. Hold on, I'll look it up before I even say it.
Just say it. I could probably name it.
No.
I'm good with quotes.
I'll look it up.
You're a pain in the ass.
I am a pain in the ass.
Newsflash, guys. Tyler's a pain in the ass.
That's not a newsflash. That's...
General knowledge. It's like a rocket ship. I mean, how long did the British Empire last? I have to Google that. I'm curious.
I can hear, but it's like progress happens. It's just inevitably disappointment, or it's just inevitably disappointing, something like that. The point is, progress does happen. It just takes too goddamn long for things that should have already happened by then.
Okay, so the British Empire.
Think of it. The slaves were freed during Lincoln's time. And there are people, like, not even really all that old today that have witnessed black people vote. Or black people get the right to vote. What does that tell you? It took way too long for black people to finally... And women. Bernie Sanders lived through both, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. He's an old man.
Yeah. Old piece of shit. Oh, at least he's not a fat piece of shit.
What, like Chris Christie?
like Richard Cullen.
You know what? Do you know what was the funniest freaking thing I ever... Oh my god. I was working at Six Flags last season, and I was Googling. So I had to go through the general employee parking lot. And on the back of one of the other employees' Jeep was bumper sticker. And those from New Jersey will understand this joke and they'll laugh their ass off. Even people who aren't, they just love hitting, like, freaking hating on Chris Christie will love this. It had a picture of Chris Christie with a bucket of KFC. And it said, "My governor can eat your governor."
I saw that before, but I didn't know it was a bumper sticker.
Someone made it into a bumper sticker. It was the funniest fucking thing ever. That's the first time I ever saw it. It was on the back of this Jeep at Six Flags. I'm like, oh my god, I love it.
That's fucking hilarious.
I looked everywhere for the bumper sticker and couldn't find it. I was so pissed off because when I started driving, I couldn't find it.
That's two things. That's two things. That's fucking and that's hilarious. Me and my friends saw an entire Tumblr that was Chris Christie giving a speech with pictures of food edited in his hands. I gotta find it.
That makes me so happy. Because, dude, fuck Chris Christie. I mean, we just want pot already. But because someone in his close friends or family or whoever died from like an OD of like heroin or some stupid shit, we can't have pot.
Chris Christie Eats Tumblr. It's there. There it is.
It's actually what it's called. Oh my god, I love it. Meatloaf.
Chris Christie eats meatloaf, and it's actually meatloaf.
The guy, Eddie. Anyone that understands that reference instantaneously.
He eats the voting booth curtains.
They're not allowed to see, or are they allowed to see everything?
Chris Christie eats gas station price signs.
That's how we afford it. Because he just eats all the other numbers.
He eats a gas station. And there's gas dripping out of his mouth. Extremely large bag of M&M's.
So, Chris Christie.
God, this is so
just
dumb.
Chris Christie. That man is funny as shit. But he's... The one thing I've only ever really given him credit for as our governor was how he acted during, like, hurricanes and shit. How he would, like, people would sit there and they'd deny, like, evacuation and how they just wouldn't leave. Oh my god. He'd sit there and he'd flat out tell them, you need to get the hell out. Like, he would sit...
This is a really well edited picture, tell me it's not.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
It's a massive slice of pizza. Actually, you could probably find one of those at the boardwalk.
Probably. Ocean City, man.
Dude, I was just at Ocean City. That was fun as shit.
Yeah.
My friend.
You fucking asshole.
A friend of mine, Ed, not implying anything, but, you know, Ed, if you're watching this. Ed Coin.
Ed Coin.
Hey, Ed.
Not everyone.
I shouldn't throw someone's name because, you know, they might not, you know, want their full name to be said, but Ed Ducoin. If you want to be
too late for me.
If you want to be on my
for Ed.
If you would like to be on my podcast, you know, you should. You could be the first guest.
You mean our podcast?
Yes. Featuring Rich Cullen.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not narcissistic, I promise.
That's what they always say.
That's what they always say, dude. They be always saying some bullshit. Alright. Yeah. Saudi Arabia leads... Just sit down and think...
We're getting back to this.
Rich, just sit down and think about it. Saudi Arabia leads the Women's Rights Council.
That should not be a sentence. At all.
The words Saudi Arabia and women's rights, the only time they should be mentioned in the same sentence is like, holy shit, do you see how they treat women's rights?
Yeah.
Barbaric, huh? The words Saudi Arabia and leaders of women's rights shouldn't even be considered.
To be in the same sentence?
To be in the same sentence, no.
Same paragraph?
It's absolutely...
Same, like, book.
Same book, dude. What the fuck? What is going on? Rich, we need to sit there and tell ourselves, like, what's going on and how can we fix this? Is there an answer for it?
I don't think so. I think...
Are we doomed? We're done, dude.
Yep, this country's gone to hell.
We're all done, dude. Oh my god. I'm so fucking tired. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on.
Oh, I read this story of, dude, what the fuck? Hold up. 2 hours ago, New York Times. Doctor opens fire at a Bronx hospital, killing a woman and wounding 6 others. You know the people that are supposed to save the people from the mass shootings?
Tyler, do you see a special sentence in this page?
No. The fuck? Donald Trump sucks Putin's dick for nukes. Are you serious?
Yes!
Why are you showing me that?
Because I was bored and I was like, you know what would be funny to hate on Trump for? His relationship to Putin.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Alright. Back to this story. You know who's not supposed to be starting the mass shooting? The people that are supposed to help the people recover from a mass shooting?
What?
Did you not read the article I just read? Alright, ready? Doctor opens fire at Bronx hospital, killing a woman and wounds 6 other people.
Of course.
Now the doctors are doing the mass shootings, dude. I mean, I guess he's got the element of surprise on his side.
You're not wrong. You would expect your freaking therapist to be...
Not a therapist, a doctor.
Well,
Jesus, they're jumping off a burning boat. Oh, they're dead.
It's Titanic.
What? Because it kind of like
split in half?
Split in half, yeah.
Yeah.
Yet, no one expects a doctor to come in and just start firing bullets. He said, I got a prescription for you. That prescription is an armed AR-15.
What, you want to know what your prescription's for? Lead.
The disgruntled doctor, armed with an AR-15 rifle and wearing a lab coat, went on a rampage on Friday in the hospital where he had worked, killing a doctor and wounding 6 other people, 5 of them seriously, before setting himself on fire and shooting himself in the head. This is I
hate to laugh.
This is so bizarre.
It's so bizarre. That's the thing. I left bizarre things. And why? Just why? What is the purpose of doing that? I got pissed off at my dude, South Park. Just do it already.
He should have deleted his Twitter.
Quit Twitter!
Inside jokes, dude.
When in doubt, just quit Twitter.
You were thinking about picking up that Whopper, and then you realized there was tiny ants on it. And
that's nasty. I need to throw out that Whopper now.
Yeah, you're probably going to end up eating it anyway, you fat piece of shit.
I'm not that nasty. That's not extra protein. That's disgusting.
I'm not going to put names out, but there's a certain individual whose car is disgusting.
Okay, that's not my car. That's my dad's car. Screw off.
Well...
Just because I'm driving it doesn't mean I have to be the one to clean it up.
I mean, you admit it with your dad. I was trying to put in a full anonymity on that one, but you fucking blew cover. Good job, dipshit.
Yeah, full anonymity. Totally.
I said I'm not naming names, but I just said an individual's car, and it wasn't your car. Ew.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
You're nasty.
I need some freaking ant bait in this house.
You need some life alert.
Help, I've fallen. I can't get help.
Help these ants.
Help, I've been attacked by ants and I can't get help.
I can feel that. Look at this dude. This is the picture of the doctor.
It's upsetting.
The attack appeared to be a type of shooting, a lone gunman that struck communities around the United States. He's shooting, one woman yelled in a frantic initial moment of the assault.
No, he's hugging. The fuck do you think he's gonna do with the AR-15?
He's spreading his love.
In the form of lead.
He was like, you know what? I'm so tired of saving these people from these mass shootings. Why not try one myself?
Let's see what it's like on the other side.
Yeah, let's see what's like on the other side. And I'll see you on the outside. I was listening to Bless the Fall like all week last week.
2:07. I'm tired, dude.
You know that Isaiah has, speaking of music, you know, I was so jealous today because I saw Isaiah has a full, a physical copy. A full physical copy. I don't know why it's like a big deal. A full physical, like he has a half physical copy of Life's Not Out to Get You by Neck Deep. Your foot is in my face.
That's amazing. Neck Deep is amazing.
I love that album.
I can't wait to see them.
That's one of my favorite
freaking
punk albums.
The 7th.
Pop punk? Right.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to work.
I call it punk pop. And you hate me because I do that.
I really do. It bothers me.
I hate that genre of music, so I don't really even care.
I absolutely love that genre of music. That's what got me started.
It's one of the worst things to ever happen to punk music.
No.
Richie's gonna stab me, but it's true, dude.
No, it's not.
No effect.
I'm about to end this podcast just so I can beat the shit out.
Blink 182 is to blame for all that.
Fuck you.
Not that I mean, I don't hate all those pop punk bands, but what I do hate is that every punk band wants to do that shit, and it's not even punk music, it's just rock music. Neck Deep has some punk influence, though. Like, Neck Deep actually legitimately has some, like, punk-ish songs.
Yeah. So do a lot of pop punk bands.
Oh, God. Like, Mayday Parade. Mayday Parade is...
Mayday Parade's not a fucking pop punk band. I'm sorry.
They're just a pop band.
Yeah. They really are. You can call them general, but that's it.
But they're goddamn great. I love Mayday.
They're amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's just not pop punk. You know what really pisses me off? Is when freaking boy bands start to call themselves pop punk.
Is that a thing? That can't be a thing.
5 Seconds of Summer. They call themselves pop punk.
Boy band.
They're a fucking boy band.
I mean, One Direction is a boy band. They're not like... See, the thing about boy bands is at least they're mostly honest about what they are.
Except for 5 Seconds of Summer. They lie.
I don't know.
They call themselves pop punk. They're not.
I feel like they're more of a rock band than they are a boy band.
Must I?
Stab me, but...
Must I?
Don't play any music on the podcast.
Copyrighted money off of it.
Copyrighted material.
Yeah, but we're not making money off of it.
Copyrighted material. Copyrighted material. You can't play copyrighted material.
But we're not making money off of this.
Doesn't matter.
What if I played a cover of it?
No.
Is that still too close?
Yeah. I mean, just show me after. I know what they sound like. I've listened to their music. The point is, they're not a boy band.
Yes, they are.
I don't think they're a boy band.
They're
wrong.
Wrong what?
Fake and gay.
What?
Believe me. I'm the greatest. All hail President Trump.
All hail Dictator Trump.
All hail Plankton.
All hail Plankton. All hail Plankton.
Healthcare tug of war. Same shit, different day. What's new?
Get right.
Trump takes more aggressive stance with the U.S. friends and foes in Asia. Who cares? Oh god, I just heard the word Clinton and cringed. I don't even want to read it.
You heard the word Clinton as you
Dude, can the Democratic Party be reformed?
It can, but it's not going to happen.
I mean, do you think the Democratic Party will move in a more progressive direction? Or should we give up hope?
If we were lucky enough.
Should we just give up hope that...
Okay. I've given up hope on American politics altogether. It's a joke at this point. You have Donald Trump as the president. You have Kanye West running in 2020. The Rock right with him.
I still have enough faith to believe that this country wouldn't elect Kanye West.
We had enough faith that they wouldn't elect Donald Trump.
Fucking Donald John Trump.
Donald fucking Trump is our president. You think that they wouldn't elect Kanye? You really doubt that. I have no faith in this country anymore.
I do not think for a second that anyone would I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some shitheads out there that would vote for Trump. Or...
Kanye.
I mean,
is there a difference? They're both assholes.
Plenty of shitheads that voted for Trump.
They're both assholes with hot wives.
That's true. Wait, take that back. You just objectified women, Richie. Live on my show. It's my show now. You're no longer a part of this show.
Oh, damn, am I getting fired?
You're a raging misogynist.
Am I Bill O'Reilly now? Am I Bill O'Reilly?
No, Bill O'Reilly, honestly... here's the sad thing about Fox News.
Rapist.
He's not a rapist. He did some creepy shit, though. Here's a funny thing about Bill O'Reilly. I mean, Fox News knew about his sexual bullshit for a lot of years, many years. It's been a very big thing. It wasn't until recently when advertisers started pulling out that Fox pulled out.
Yeah.
Said, you're done. We're losing advertisers. And because we're losing advertisers, you can't. He's doing a podcast now.
Yeah, I know.
I very much doubt that his audience demographic, because they're all like in their mid-70s, I doubt any of them listen to podcasts.
Yeah, right? What's a podcast? Calls up grandson. What's a podcast? It's this thing online that you got to show me what to do. Why? I want to watch Bill O'Reilly. Well, hangs up on grandpa.
Podcasts are a weird, interesting demographic because most people in our generation definitely don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah, it's kind of like in between.
I was like, I don't listen to that many podcasts, and I named all the podcasts I listen to. I'm like, okay, I do listen to a good amount.
What is it, Generation X that's before us?
I don't know.
Because we count as millennials, although we're kind of like...
I mean,
we're like the end of the old millennial era. Generation... What is the new generation? Generation Z? Some stupid BS. I'm gonna Google that.
Generation Diamond and Pearl.
That was where it was at. Diamond and Pearl was where it was.
Generation, dude, I grew up in fucking Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. That was my shit back in the day, dude.
I played the originals, but Diamond and Pearl was where.
Pokemon Diamond was my first Pokemon game I ever played.
Yeah.
Fucking...
I didn't want Pearl. I don't know why. I was just going to...
Fuck Palkia, dude.
Palkia's a bitch. Dialga is where it's at.
Where it's at.
I mean, what? Giratina is where it's at, but I mean...
Fuck Giratina. You're a bitch. So, I remember when Minecraft first started, dude. Isn't that crazy? I bought the game when it first came out.
What, Minecraft?
Yeah.
I bought it when it was in beta.
It still is. Oh, well, actually, no, it's not.
No, it's a full game.
It's been a full game for a while now, but I just,
early
for some
beta.
reason in my head, I'm like, well, they keep updating it, but I'm like, oh, well, they've lost it. No, when I bought it, it was 1.7.
God, I remember update 1.7.
I love 1.7 was like my favorite, and then 1.8 was really when everything like
it's a shit
hit the fan. Because that's when they created creative mode, and you could eat. You had to eat to survive.
Oh yeah.
And
was that when they were in alpha, or when they were in beta?
Beta 1.8. It was right after 1.7. And I don't even think 1.9 came out. I think it just went right to 1.0.0.
Yeah.
Weird. Man, I remember when Civilization Revolution came out. That game sucked.
Civilization Revolution?
Yeah.
That's the one that got me into Civs.
Well, same here, but that game sucks. Civ 5 is definitely the best in the series, hands down in my opinion.
Oh, you haven't really played Civ 6.
I haven't really. Well, yeah. Out of all 5 of the first 5, 5 is definitely the best. I have not played Civ 6 that much, but I don't seem. I can't really get into it that much. It's not as fun to get into as Civ 5 is, for me at least. I don't know.
So the term is Generation X. Generation X is the generation that was before us and after the baby boomers. Like
they were the ones that everyone said Gen X was going to be the shittiest generation ever. And they basically everything they said about Gen X is literally the same shit they say about our generation.
Yeah.
Except our generation kind of
is really shitty.
I mean, SJWs didn't come out of the fucking Gen X.
No, they're coming out of Gen Z.
Dude, Jason X. Dude, I can't wait till Civilization 7 comes out.
Social generation.
I'm just kidding, I don't know. Is that a thing coming out?
What?
Civ 7?
Not yet.
Didn't Civ 6 just come out?
Yeah.
Like, what, a year ago?
Not even.
It's gonna be like Call of Duty. It needs to be a new Civilization game every year.
Alright, so...
Who the fuck would want to spend $70 every year on a Civilization game? It's the same fucking game every... Well, then again, so is Call of Duty.
So you have the baby boomers. They were the post-World War II guys. Generation X, which is the early to mid-60s to late 70s, early 80s. Millennials are pretty much everything from there up to, like, 2000. Some people like to debate that it's like ends at 97, but I really don't see the reason why. And Generation Z is post-millennials, or the information generation. I generation, or homeland generation, or the founders, or plurals, or 9/11 generation. Apparently it's actually a term, the 9/11 generation.
That's kind of funny.
It's the cohort of people born after the millennials, demographers.
Yo!
What's up?
Never mind. I thought I saw something cool. Phone belonging to the suspect and scholar's disappearance may offer a clue, compliance say.
That's true. Generation Z is known as the first generation not to have experienced life without information communication, technology, and social media.
Very interesting.
It is very interesting. I remember when.
What's your opinion on a $15 minimum wage?
Didn't I tell you my minimum wage plan?
You think it should go by age? I think it should just be everyone starting off should just make $15 an hour.
I feel like $15 an hour would collapse the economy.
But it's not. No. The economy's not going to collapse under a $15 minimum wage.
Okay.
Germany does it.
Okay.
I mean, Seattle implemented it a while ago, and we found there has not been any major unemployment,
change,
rise. There hasn't been any financial collapse. Seattle's market is booming. Now, why might that be? Probably all the fucking tax revenue they make from weed.
Yeah. No,
Legalizing weed.
I like my plan because my concept is you do it by age group. You do, say $8.50 or whatever for a freaking like you can work at 15, so 15 to like 17. 18 to, say, 20-ish.
I mean, 18 you're legally an adult. So I feel like by then you should have the living wage.
Not necessarily. Because by that point in time you should be going to college. Because at this point, in our society, college education has unfortunately become the new high school education. The high school diploma holds nothing anymore. It just is a little paper that says, "Hey, I went through high school."
Did I have a middle school diploma and a high school diploma?
I had a middle school diploma. I don't know where the hell it went. My mom probably has it somewhere.
Dude, what if you go out and be like, I have a middle school diploma? Dude, I have a kindergarten diploma.
I have a kindergarten diploma. No, the college degree is now the equivalent of the high school diploma because the fact that everyone goes
to college,
everyone gets one
shitty degree that they hate and do some job they hate for the rest of their life and have some fucking kids and die.
That's life. Anyways.
Dude, isn't life great?
So, under the assumption that you're going to college, 18 to like 20, 21, depending upon what is it, 4-year college, 18 to 21 is, or is it 22? It's 22. 18 to 22 would be like a $10 an hour. 10 or 11, depending upon. And then after the age of 22, it should be 15. Because there are a lot of people that sit there and they're like, yeah, well, the minimum wage isn't supposed to be a living wage. It's supposed to be...
Anyone who says that is a retard because, like, literally, all you have to do is look at the quotes from the person who invented the minimum wage. It was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, one of the greatest presidents we ever had.
FDR, I mean, man.
FDR is...
my socialist...
One of the greatest presidents we have ever had.
Democratic socialism.
He would have been shit. I'd take him. I'd revive him from the... That'd be weird. If he wanted to run again...
Did he run 2 terms?
He ran many terms. He had like 5 or 6 terms.
As what?
President.
When did we enact the 2-term thing?
I don't know. Definitely wasn't... George Washington ran like fucking 4 terms, I think.
Hold the hell up. I thought that was like a long-running thing.
What, the 2-term thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. There are bridges built today because of FDR's New Deal plan. Did you know that?
Yeah. Franklin.
Huh. My story isn't over yet. Not until you delete your Twitter account. Richie is a...
Oh, wow. Yeah, he won a record 4 presidential elections. I didn't realize he won that many.
Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it was because he was so liked because people liked democratic socialistic values.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a pure capitalism and you can't have a pure socialism. Both of them are horrible.
Not necessarily.
What, pure socialism is a terrible...
I personally like the concept of pure socialism, but the thing is people don't like...
I don't like
the concept.
I like the concept of pure communism, Rich. It's basically the same concept.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
The only difference...
Look at the Soviet Union. That's a pure socialism.
No, it's not. That's communism. That is pure communism. Russia is communist. Well, right now they're technically democratic, but
socialist. They're pretty close to socialism.
Yeah.
It's a fine bar between what's pure communism and what's pure socialism. The point is, pure socialism is not a good idea, in my opinion.
Why?
Same as pure communism.
Why?
Because everything can't be government run. You need to have a little bit of capitalism. Think of it. If the government ran cars, there wouldn't be lower prices. If the government ran the video game consoles, there needs to be a capitalist market for all that shit. Where socialism comes in is where healthcare. The government can't, you don't want competing companies running healthcare because they're not competing for anyone that's disabled.
That's true.
You want one company, that's the government. I feel like the government has. And I hate this idea that it'll give the government too much control. I feel like people that say that are Republicans and libertarians who are just
a
bunch of retards. I
took that one quiz.
Some libertarians are smart.
I took that one quiz. It said I was a libertarian socialist,
which is basically where I stand. Technically, if you want to officially.
I find that people's private lives should not be intruded upon by the government.
I would officially call myself a Justice Democrat. Donate $27 at justicedemocrats.com.
How about no, because I like my money.
Support the fight. I mean, I don't think it's going to win. I personally, as much as I endorse Justice Democrats, I don't think they're going to win at all. I don't think there's a chance of them winning.
Explain to me Justice Democrats, Tyler.
They're trying. It's basically the movement created by Kyle Kalinske and the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur.
I love the Young Turks.
They have a lot of issues. I don't like.
Everything has a lot of issues. But of all media outlets,
they're kind of cucks.
In what term?
They reported, like, I saw a thing that said, like, Rachel Maddow. Is that her name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rachel Maddow.
Like, 97% of, like, her, like, Trump's first, like, 4 months, 97% of her coverage was nothing but Trump and Russia. It's ridiculous. And honestly, like, there's no real, I actually saw a thing. It was a video. I saw it on the Drunken Peasants. I wish I brought I'm gonna have the video on my other podcast with Ben. But, anyway, it was a CNN, like, executive producer or something like that, basically saying, someone asked him, like, is it bullshit, the Trump-Russia thing? And he goes, we don't really have anything right now, so it pretty much is bullshit, but we need to bring something in, so we're just going to say it. Like, he literally admitted it right to this person. I couldn't believe I was like, shouldn't you be careful? That guy's fucking fired.
A little bit.
Probably, at this point, he is probably fired.
I mean, shit, you watched the freaking, that first episode of Zoom, or the chick got fired because she was talking down to this big-ass biotech corporation that just so happened to be...
Heart transplant survivor dies just a few hours after giving birth.
Ow.
She didn't die then, she dead now.
True.
Am I the sick fuck that's sitting there saying, man, what a waste of a perfectly good heart?
No. I mean, a lot of people would sit there and say, at least she got to do a noble thing and bring your life into this shitty world we live in. What?
Shit.
What?
This will bring out the title of the show. Parents of a brain-damaged baby lose fight to keep him on life support. The mother and father of a brain-damaged 11-month-old baby on Friday were sitting beside with the boy after losing a legal battle that would have kept the boy on life support. The Wall Street Journal report. This is on Fox News, by the way. So, as credible as a story like this gets.
Just keep talking.
Okay, anything that's not political, let's just say, is credible enough.
Just keep talking.
But while the parents objected to the decision to keep him on the U.S.
Why wouldn't they
unproven experiment. Oh, what? The boy's parents object. Wait. Alright. The doctors at the hospital who are caring for Charlie received permission from a court to discontinue life support. The boy's parents objected to the decision and wanted to take him to the U.S. for an unproven experimental therapy. He suffers from a rare genetic condition and brain damage. He is unable to breathe unaided. Early in the day, parents Chris Gard and Connie Yates said they had expected the hospital to end life support for Charlie. But hours later, where was I? The hospital said, together with Charlie's parents, we are putting plans in place to take care and give him time to spend. Well, hospital official asked. It's not clear how long lasts, but we continue for Charlie. Tuesday, the parents lost a bid to take Charlie to the U.S. after trial therapy. What? Hard life. I mean, I hate to be that guy to point it out. I hate to be the guy to point out the elephant in the room. But it doesn't look like this kid's gonna make it. Let's be honest here. What chance does this kid really have of getting out of here?
I don't know. Not much.
I mean, maybe this experimental therapy is what he needs. Maybe it's a load of bullshit. I mean, if you're a parent, you have to try everything at that point. This guy in the comments, Chuck Smith 2017 says, well, it's not so shocking severe damage of a socialized medicine. For any court to allow doctor's opinion over parental rights is utterly terrifying. I don't know. There are some moments where I feel like parents should be forced to do things based on what the doctor says. Like, one of those things is vaccines for me.
Okay, that's understandable. Vaccination should be
if the
mandatory.
Doctor says
I feel like... Alright, so the thing I have with vaccination...
I think a parent should be...
My family is a family that has a disorder... Not a disorder, it's a disease. That makes it... You technically very immunocompromised. But... And the thing is... We can get really sick if, like, say, you have, like... Because when you're born, they give you a shit ton of vaccines, like, within the first week of life.
For good reason.
With good reason.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're just being born, and if you have, even if it's unknown, your family may not have, like, a history of it, this child may be born immunocompromised. You're now loading this child up with a shit ton of just, active or not, disease. Your immune system is now busy trying to learn and attack this other disease, again, alive or not, functioning or not. It's busy attacking this. And it makes it very dangerous for the child. I'm not one that goes around saying, oh, it causes autism, it causes this. No, it's absolute bullshit, and there's absolutely no evidence behind it. Okay? I am more concerned for the health of the baby. I believe in forced vaccination.
Yeah.
Like mandatory vaccination, but with the option, if chosen by the parent, to space it out within within the first couple weeks of life. That's what my mother did with all of my
Well, that's also, I'm just saying,
and it's the safest option.
Certain things like that, like if a child is diagnosed with cancer, and the parent goes, we're going to allow God and prayer to solve my child's cancer instead of medicine.
I'm sorry, if that child was 20 years older, pretty decent chance that they'd want to do something about it instead of just sitting around waiting to die. I mean, as
even
much,
if the goddamn kid says, I had a vision from, which happened. There's an 8-year-old girl.
If the kid itself decides it wants to die, then let it die. But the thing is,
no,
don't give it to the parents.
It's not. The kid's not old enough to make that decision for itself.
At what point in time are you truly able to make that decision for yourself?
Is 18. Whatever the legal adult age is. Until then, you're under the guardian makes that decision, or
but I mean,
the government.
think of it morally and ethically.
An 8-year-old girl.
Who are you to say that an 8-year-old girl who is suffering doesn't know that she wants to end it or not?
It doesn't matter. You can't just sit there and let her.
Who are you to force her to live through that pain if she doesn't want to?
Because she had a 75% chance of surviving with medicine.
You tell her what.
She was suffering either way. The point was, one time she's suffering and she dies, and one outcome she suffers and she lives.
Yes, but with lifetime of whatever. And possibility of remission.
Religious indoctrination is what killed that child.
A lot of things killed that child, and it wasn't religious indoctrination.
It
was cancer. It was cancer. Cancer killed the child.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
The thing is with that.
She might have been 11. I mean, I don't remember what the age was.
I'm just kind of busting your balls. Ethically and morally, who are we to say an 8-year-old couldn't decide whether they want to live or not? Who are you to say that?
They're not even cognitive enough to make that decision.
Neither is an 80-year-old man, but an 80-year-old man can say, I'm on the DNR list.
That's true. I don't see why can't an 80-year-old man? I mean, if the 80-year-old man doesn't have dementia or Alzheimer's or something, then he's fine.
Okay, say 80-year-old man develops dementia or Alzheimer's. Who are you to say?
Yeah,
I mean, I understand he has a mental disorder.
You do know that there are some old men actually, or some old people do have people make decisions for them if they are incoherent.
I know. But the thing is, who are you to say that? When and where does the line get crossed?
You know, that reminds me of one of my favorite pictures.
I feel it is a case-to-case system. By maturity.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Anyone under the age of 18, I'm not taking that chance.
Okay, if I got cancer a year ago and it was like a 90% chance that I was gonna die.
Yeah.
And my parents said, no, you're gonna go do chemo, you're gonna do all this, I would never forget that.
You'd kill yourself. But if you have a 75...
So why would I want to be forced to have to kill myself?
But what if you have a 90% chance of living?
It's my choice. I'm 17. There is not a goddamn difference between me. Well, I've been 18 for maybe half a year. 6 months ago, other than there may be some maturity issues, not issues, differences, slightly, because I've started to realize how shitty life may really be.
But you know, to realize
I've realized how shitty life. But you know what? My girlfriend left me for a gay guy. What the fuck do you want from me? Okay, some fucking TV drama show bullshit happened to me, and I realized how shitty life is, even more so than I thought it was.
I mean, the thing
is, a half a year ago, I was still me. I was still cognitive, and I was still able to decide whether I wanted to live or not. You're still a minor.
It doesn't matter.
Who are you to say that?
I feel like when it comes to life and death, you know, you can't trust a 17-year-old. I don't trust myself to make that decision.
A lot of 35-year-olds wouldn't say that they would trust an 18-year-old with their own life.
Look.
Wouldn't trust a 20-year-old with their own life.
But the case you brought up was so drastically bizarre. You were talking about terminal cancer. Everyone wants to kill themselves when they have terminal cancer. Let's be honest.
Say you have a cancer with just a very high chance of death, and you decide you don't want to live, but you happen to be 17.
Well, just jump off a goddamn building.
Why should you have to kill yourself?
Delete your Twitter account.
Why can't you just live out the rest of your life?
Why can't you just delete your Twitter account?
But I'm getting at a serious ethical issue. Who are you to say that you have to kill yourself because they're going to force you to go through chemo? Or whatever cancer therapy there is at the time.
Who am I to... I mean, no one can stop you from killing yourself if you want to kill yourself.
But that's not the issue. Why can't I live out the last 6 months that I'm given, that I'm allotted by the type of cancer or whatever chance I have left, if I so choose, without having to be bogged down by chemo?
I mean...
Or killing myself 6 months before I die due to cancer because they're going to fill me up with poison.
I mean, you're just going to be suffering in those 6 months anyway. Unless they give you some good-ass morphine.
But that's not the issue. At least you will be semi-functional. For at least a lot of cases, you're still semi-functional up until the first couple weeks before you die. Okay? That's why there are people that deny treatment. Because they don't want to be stuck being filled up with poison every freaking day. Filled with chemo.
The poison is still the only known medicine to help.
Irrelevant. They decide that... An 18-year-old can decide that...
Because they're an adult.
The day you turn 18, you can decide you don't want to be filled with chemo. Okay, what the fuck is the difference between you...
And I'm not really...
A minute before you turn 18 and the minute you turned 18? Not a goddamn thing.
Legally...
A minute...
A lot of things change legally.
Legalities, who gives a shit? I'm talking about ethics.
You could say that about anything, though. You could say,
I'm talking about
what
ethics.
if you make the age 17? Say, it's a 1 hour difference between 16 and 17. Alright, let's make it 15. The 1 hour difference between 14 and 15.
That's what I said.
And are you going to say there's a difference? Are you going to say
there's
there's no difference between 15 and 18? There has to be an age. We've, as a society, have accumulated together and decided 18 is the decided age of adulthood.
Why can't the line be drawn at a case-by-case situation? By maturity.
And maybe it could be a case-by-case. But I still don't see it being that much drastically different. I mean, ultimately, unless they're abusive parents, the legal guardian should decide what is best for the child.
Look at it this way. You said earlier today when we were talking that you don't think that, and you said this before when we first hung out, that you don't think parents should be able to introduce their religion. That they shouldn't be able to introduce and indoctrinate religion into their children.
I didn't say they shouldn't be able to introduce. I said they shouldn't indoctrinate it. But pretty much, yeah.
But you said they shouldn't be able to introduce, force upon, or indoctrinate their children into religion until the age of 12 or 13.
Well, yeah.
Heard you say that. We live in a country of free speech and free religion.
My personal beliefs is I don't even think we should even have religion.
Well, that's because you're an atheist.
No. It's because religion is a detriment to society and does a lot of bad things, doesn't do much good things.
So does society. Society in and of itself.
Toss the book, throw it out the window, because look, the best countries are moving on without it. Let's fucking join them. And look, the countries that are running themselves based on religion, look at, they're fucking shitholes.
But again, who are you to say that they can't?
I didn't say they can't, just
well, they shouldn't be able to, or whatever you want to say. Who are you to tell them that they shouldn't be able to
force their beliefs on other people? I shouldn't be able to force my atheist beliefs on anyone. I just give people rational thinking ideas and let them draw their own conclusions. If they still want to believe their imaginary friend in the sky, then so be it. It's not my fucking problem. You want to live your life an ignorant fucking retard that believes in fucking ancient myths? Fucking the prophet, and some things can be 100% disproved today. The walk from Egypt to Jerusalem is a 4-day walk.
Yeah.
It took Moses
40 years.
40 fucking years with 2 million people in the desert. 40 goddamn years. And archaeologically there's not a single scrap of evidence. How can 2 million people walk in a desert for 40 years and you'd think there'd be something, right? Oh, God, dude, it's so fucking... He can split the fucking sea in two, but he can't fucking know shit for directions. God chose the dumbest motherfuckers
to be next left at this to grain of sand.
God chose the dumbest motherfuckers to be his prophets. Dude, I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah, let's go fuck to bed.
Alright, dude, that was a good episode. Alright, I'm Tyler.
I'm Rich.
Alright, we'll see you next time. Hopefully on fucking Wednesday, but, you know, I've never been consistent on anything in my goddamn life, so I don't know. And that wraps that up.